in my head made me think of the current tariff structure, which changes every couple of weeks. Like, imagine you're going to set up a new muffler company in America thinking that you're protected by tariffs, and then they just go up or down based on a president's mood.
Well, Woody, here's the thing you haven't thought is that traditionally people think tariffs should be static and allow other countries to operate within the newly established parameters. But actually, economics says it should be at the whim of whoever wants to change it.
Oh, what if that person had developing dementia? Would that help?
It could. Maybe
What if he can't remember molesting the children?
What if he can't remember? Maybe that's why the tariffs are going up. He's like another 5,000% to China, and he's like that makes 30,000%. Like because we just keep adding. Yeah, I don't know
the incompetency of whoever was censoring the Epstein files using the like Microsoft Word like bar or whatever they did, so that now you just copy paste the deleted portions, and they paste unredacted, and it's like, how are we this incompetent at the absolute highest level of our federal government?
Oh, I didn't even take that as incompetence. I almost saw that as like someone knowing they could get away with that. You don't think they trusted
the guy they had apply the actual black mark?
Clearly not. He clearly got away with it.
Taylor, I had that thought too. I don't have any confidence in it.
I don't.
But I was like, is this a guy who was like, "Oh, you want me on the redacting? You chose the wrong mother trucker for that."
Yeah, I agree. I have no evidence.
Was I supposed to use black highlighter and I used yellow this whole time?
Do you think malice is more likely than incompetence?
I considered it might be
rarely, but it is a possibility that someone knew it wouldn't be checked and was like, fire this through. Because if you have any sort of tech know-how at all, you know that's how blacking out words works.
I mean, I don't know how to redact a fucking file. I don't know where I'd begin.
If you put a layer,
I would begin by hiring the guy who blacked out a fucking file before. I might start by making him print all the shit out and use a Sharpie and then scan that shit. Make sure it's blacked out.
I don't know how to redact things, but maybe they do highlight it in black and then like export it as an image where you can't do that anymore. And they, instead of exporting the image, they gave the file over.
Yeah, that would be exactly what I would guess. If it was someone, in fact, who wasn't inept and someone trying to, release a little more, which it didn't even seem, because I read all those, because I saw someone be like, oh, these 119 pages of redacted shit is available now. And then I was like control-effing different words in that document to try and find interesting stuff. And it wasn't
you can't Trump.
That interesting.
You have to put a space in with Trump because they made it so you couldn't search Trump if you control F, but if you search control F Trump space, they didn't account for that because, again, incompetence. So
why would control F Trump not pull up on Word?
I don't know
why. I don't know why, but I heard this story too. Yeah, apparently, and it was like reliable sources. Yeah, fact checked us and see.
What was that one? There was that one piece of text or something that was like the testimony of a girl that claimed that like Trump was there when her uncle drowned her like prostitution baby in the river or the lake or something like that.
I'm light on details. I heard about
something about being kept in like stalls like animals for Jeffrey Epstein and his friends.
CNN talks about the Epstein files, they go out of their way to say that Trump is in no way accused of like raping any of these kids. And that's not true anymore. The Epstein files absolutely say he's a co-conspirator, that he raped this kid, that he was present when another kid was killed or something. And I'm like, is CNN going to stop saying that every time, that no one is accusing Trump?
Nope.
No, it's because he sued media organizations for saying he was a rapist, and he's legally not, and so they had to play fucking ball.
There's other ways of saying that he's mentioned dozens of times and is accused by the plaintiffs or the accusers in the files of raping them while they were underage girls. That's just factual. Whether what they say is
he's accused.
They're so afraid of having their licenses pulled or a lawsuit or both, that everybody is towing the line in a way I didn't believe possible, that CNN could be cowed by a Republican president, or vice versa, that Fox News would ever be cowed by.
They're not saying it because they can't legally accuse that.
That's what we just said.
Yeah.
But they can talk about what's in there. And
they're saying, like, to accurately quote them would be like, to be clear, President Trump is not accused of raping any of these children. And I want to be like, no, he absolutely is. The Epstein files accuse him of doing that. People say he did that to me. Other people say he did that to her, and I saw him do that to her. He's accused, but they say he's not. And I'm like, what? You guys are just scared. You're scared to report the news. Yeah, they failed at their
Could be.
the main part of their job. You know, it's wild to see. I didn't think it was possible. I thought there was too much integrity at the root, at least, of like journalism.
Are you serious?
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
You thought journalists had integrity?
I thought that at their core they did. Like, I thought that someone there, even if it was the editor or someone, maybe it's not the talking heads on TV, because the term journalism is pretty broad. But I thought that like the core newsman at CNN like believed in something.
You thought that like Jake Tapper for the past 10 years was like beating the pavement looking for stories
I just said I didn't.
to the public?
No, I just said I didn't. Like he falls into the talking head.
You'd have to be retarded to think that's what these people's job is.
Although I think Kyle is saying there is a newsman that exists, who tries to call balls and strikes and does it to the best of his ability and tries to squash any bias he might have. And now it seems like that newsman doesn't exist. That there are opinion people and there are cowards, but there are no guys speaking truth to power.
There are not. Well, and the ones who actually speak truth to power get destroyed, like Edward Snowden and shit. Like they have their lives
committed crimes
by revealing the crimes of our politicians. Like,
well,
that his crime was revealing stuff we weren't supposed to know.
Yeah, he agreed not to reveal those things. He committed a crime. Yeah. Look, I'm glad Edward Snowden leaked all those documents, but you can't argue that he didn't commit a lot of crimes.
But that's what that's what actual journalism is leaking things that are truly threatening to the powers that be.
Was he a journalist? Wasn't he? Worked for the federal government.
He was an intelligence agent who became a faux journalist by releasing all of that. And now he's like hiding out in some fucking Ecuadorian
I see what Taylor's saying, like drawing a parallel between like what Woodward and Bernstein did and what Snowden did. Like, I see the parallel. But
if you do journalism, you are a journalist. Like, it's not something. If someone who isn't a journalist reports on something that's happening, that doesn't make it any less journalism, right? Like, what he did was maybe the biggest instance of journalism as far as speaking truth to power.
Look, my mom used to
20 years.
Whenever I was sick, my mom would come in there with a thermometer, a little cold pack. She wasn't a doctor, not even a nurse. She was just helping me out.
You want people to have a degree in journalism? You report on
something doesn't make you. There's a degree for it.
I went to one of the biggest J schools in the country, and I knew tons of J school majors. I'm not a journalist, but I knew lots of them.
That we agree
and
on.
They were some of the dumbest retards. Some of the dumbest retards
okay,
I've ever met.
Sure.
Taylor, that's how I always felt about school teachers. And I know this isn't popular, but I swear to God, I'd be like busting my ass in macroeconomics or something. And these people are walking to their college courses with assignments that look like, I don't know, using tissue paper to make turkeys or something.
Dude, my last bit of respect for teachers went out the door when I hooked up with one.
That. I don't want to be anti-teacher.
I don't want to be either, but I hooked up with one on a Sunday night like 8 years ago. We were like getting fucked up and fooling around and everything. And she's like, I got fucking work in the morning. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, second grade teacher. And I was like, oh my God, I was right. When I was that age, being like, this is a dumb bitch, I'm smarter than you.
Their classes seemed a lot easier than mine. That's all.
She's teaching second grade. She can do that hungover.
But I mean, that just means she's not in it to win it, right?
In it to win it? Were you
like
in
to
it to
be
win
the
it at the rental
best
car place? Were you like, oh man, I can't drink tonight?
No, I was not. I was not in it to win it. at the rental car place.
think you
I
need to
knew
be
I
in it to
wasn't
win it
in it to
second
win it when I went out to my coworker's trunk to buy weed from him at the airport in the middle of the day in Idaho in like 2014. And as I was like walking my weed back to my car, I'm like, I'm committing enough crimes to put me in jail for 30 years right now. I'm buying drugs from my coworker, my one black coworker. I was looking around for places to get weed, and my one black coworker was like, Taylor, I know this is crazy stereotypical, but I have kush. And I was like, John, you fucking ruled, dude. Thank you.
My favorite